The Lord is obviously challenging us today to allow His grace to lift us up to be saints. It's easy for us if we go to a restaurant and we're kind to the waitress or waiter and give them a tip, even if they don't serve well. It might be easy for us to be able to be kind to the person at the checkout station because they're sitting there working, and human respect would at least demand that. And those are kind of nice social norms. And Jesus says, well, yeah, well, everybody does that. But because we have the Lord's love, because we have His grace, because He is inspiring and giving us the strength and the grace to go higher than that, it's not acceptable for us to just simply be like everybody else. And so this morning, the challenge is then to go beyond that kind of mere social norm of just being polite to the level of holiness that the Lord's calling each of us to. And what would that be like? Well, let's listen to Saint Therese. When I want to increase myself in my love for my neighbor, especially when the devil tries to put before the eyes of my soul the faults of this or that sister who is less appealing to me, I hasten to seek out her virtues, her good desires. I tell myself that if I have seen her fall one time, she may well have undergone a great many victories that she hides through her humility. That even what appears as a fault to me could very well be an act of virtue because of the intention. St. Therese goes on, I understand now that perfect charity consists of enduring the faults of others, of not being at all astonished at their weaknesses, of being edified by the smallest acts of virtues which one sees them practice. It says here by Jesus, for the measure with which you measure will in turn be measured out to you. Let us be receptive to the grace that God wants to give us today. To be able to look at those people, perhaps it's a spouse, perhaps it's a relationship, perhaps it's somebody who maybe isn't our enemy, but somebody who rubs us the wrong way. And it's good for us to do as St. Therese says, yeah, okay, fine, I see that fault in that person, but perhaps how many great virtues have been flourishing in them that perhaps through humility I can't see. Let us today measure out the way Jesus measures out His love to us, to others.